Good evening, ma'am. Myself Kushal, 18BC 0557.
Myself Dhruv Goyal. My registration number is 18BC 0554.
So, we will be presenting you SDM board, starting with the problem statement. In the fight against the COVID-19, what initial idea that we had was why can't we be making a board that can be helping any monitoring authority to detect violations, that distance violations, so that they can be taking measurements against that and effectively tackle the problem of COVID-19 by maintaining a social distancing norm. So here's our stakeholders. These are our three direct stakeholders which are linked to the project. The person who is under monitoring. So the person whose video is getting played or under the camera will be the direct under monitoring is the person. Monitoring authority. This is in the intermediate, and investor, which is an expert stakeholder, as this product will be sold by that investor only. So these are indirect stakeholders, which are software developer and hardware supplier. And hardware supplier, we have the person supplying us to the cameras, etc. And software developer is the one maintaining the software. So monitoring, these are the functionalities of the stakeholders. Monitoring authority, creating rules for monitored board so that how much distance has to be followed. And below are the taking actions, so they will be receiving the notifications and then it's up to them what kind of action does they take against it. Software developer, writing a maintainable code. This is the hierarchical task analysis. So starting our monitoring board, we have to set up the cameras, then feed the video to the board, and then it will be generating analysis. It will be reporting to management and also creating alerts side by side. This is the hosting part of the API. Currently we are running it on localhost only, I mean to say on our PC only, because we need to connect it directly to the camera feed. So that's why it's running in our PC using a video only. So this is the use case diagram. SDM board, detecting humans, calculating distance measure, checking violated rules, report to authority, and then creating alert also in case violation is find out. So monitoring authority will be taking actions. Dhruv, would you like to take from here?
Yeah, sure. So this is our storyboarding, in which there are people interacting, then the camera monitors them and it sends the alert to the administrator. The administrator takes the required action and asks them to take precaution. Yeah, next slide. So these are the cognitive ability education level, middle school. Computer literacy system 3, application 3, typing skills and a voice, domain knowledge 1, cognitive style visual. Context of use, motivation discretionary, frequency of use frequent, user category intermediate, task nature calm, interaction mode direct, social environment public, collaborative work, physical environment indoor outdoor, auditory noise level 3, visual quality 5, haptic free, technology environment networked, wired, intranet, extranet, internet, WAN, LAN, MAN, WAN, fixed, peripherals. Physical ability, visual 20 by 50, color vision, trichromatic, auditory 3, haptic fully functional.
So this is our individual profile that young adult and above then can be using this product, and any gender can be using this product. Occupation is the monitoring authority, the one which is having the role of monitoring the social distancing norms in any organization or wherever place it's getting used. So this is our JSD diagram and how it's working also. So board gets start, then camera feed or a video is fed to the board. Then it takes a frame out of it, and if it's the first frame, then it also asks us to provide the ROI. So what this ROI is the is also called as the top view, in which it's like 2D shape, which will be showing it the region of interest, like this is the area that the board has to be monitoring. So get bird's eye ROI, and then also the distance, like what distance should it take as an violation. So we will be generally giving 2 points which are about 6 feet. After that, it start detecting the people, and it projects the bird eye view side by side to the monitoring authority. Then it start pairing the person, calculate the distance, and displays the ROI bird view for the same. Again, also, it's checking if any violation is there. In case it does find any violation or risk, it creates an alert and send message to the registered Telegram bot. This process goes on and on till we have the last frame. And once the frames are ended, this stops the bot. So this is the task initial bot setup. Way of doing the task: selecting 4 points such that they make two parallel lines. Generally is done by clicking to the bottom right, bottom left, then bottom right, then top left and top right. Then selecting 2 points which are approx distances. This is the GOMS for our model that we previously just showed. For the same board setup, operator create two parallel lines, goal select 4 lines, operator click on bottom left, click on bottom right, and click on bottom right, click on top left, click on the top right, and then providing the length by giving 2 points to it. Operator then click on anywhere on the screen and the board will be started. So Dhruv, would you like to take your GOMS from here? Yeah, just let me finish my KLM also. So this is the KLM for the same that I just showed you, the initial setup of board. So M is, these are the measurements that we are taking, which are the standard measurements we have taken from Wikipedia. And over here we have M plus P plus K, which are having their usual meanings. Like here, clicking at BL means clicking at the bottom left, bottom right, top left, top right, and this is pointing mouse. So we have calculated that by thinking from our perspective, like what and how we are feeling while doing the same process. So the time we got was 8.9 seconds, and we did match that, like how much time she taking. So because we know, and we just,
Kushal, you're not audible.
I'm not audible to you.
No. Yeah.
Wasn't I audible?
Can you please? You were audible. Can you please start this KLM again?
I think I wasn't audible to you, but OBS has recorded it all.
Okay.
Okay.
No problem.
So this will be giving us a total time of 8.9 seconds, and the actual time that we got, because we are a pro side now and this KLM is made for average person, so for a pro person it's around 4.9 seconds. So Dhruv, you may take from over here your configuration.
Yeah, sure. So my task was start configuration. Two ways of doing the task. First, we call the function by the command python.main.py, which uses the predefined video in the project, and the next is we define the video path as well. So which gives the video path, and that video is used in the project to monitor social distancing. Next slide. Yeah, so my GOMS is operator command lines, goal initialize the program and then execute it. Next operator click on the CMD window. Next operator initialize the program. Then type the command python main.py, press enter. Then do the bot setup. Next, command lines for to use an external video. You use an external video, click on the CMD, type the command python main.py video path and the video path. Goal accomplishment, KLM, mentally prepare for the command, plus pointing to CMD, plus clicking at CMD, plus K into 14, enter the command python main.py, plus press any key. This gives a total time of 5.45 seconds. Next. Guidelines followed. Yeah, can you please take over?
Yeah, sure. So the guidelines followed offer informative feedback on starting board, and initial up message is sent. On termination of board, a message for the same is sent. So what these guidelines followed are basically that these are the basically things that we have followed according to the standard norms that should be followed by any web app or any desktop application. So we are offering the informative feedback. Here are the screenshots of the same. And we also offer simple error handling, that is board can be restarted if any error occurs. We also support internal locus of control, so the every notification is sent to Telegram, and then it puts the manager who is monitoring it all in the act that now he can be taking any action according to him. Reducing the short-term memory load, easy to configure, not many options that may confuse the target user. Aesthetic and minimalistic design, so we have kept that the same in mind, and it's very easy to use, just plain simple 6 clicks and the bot gets started. So user control and freedom, user get every notification to their Telegram, putting them in the charge of the action. This is the same from previous. Help and documentation, we have also provided documentation guide along with it. Visibility and system status, so monitoring authority also gets the number of total violations and the time also, like at what time does that happen. So this is our documentation that we have hosted over MKDocs. We will be just showing you in just 1 second. This is the textual notation. So from here our review starts. So we would like to present a demo video before we move on with the final review 3. So let's go to the demo video part now. So over here now I have to be, I suppose I am the user and I don't know what command etc is. So as we just said that we have provided documentation along with it. So the user can be simply going over here and see that these are the commands. So the user can be just copy pasting this command, changing the video according to them, and then they can be running. So we just ran it. And the bot has started. Now also I don't know what I have to be doing, so I will be reading from here only. So here are the steps to get it running, and so I can be reading it. Enter one of the above mentioned commands. I have done that. Now click on the bottom left, right, and these steps. So I just follow these steps since I know, so I will be doing it now. And I take this as my measurement length. Let's start the board now. So the board has, and I can see that I have received a welcome that your bot has successfully started, and I am also receiving the notifications that violations are happening. You can clearly see that a pause is happening in the video whenever a violation is detected. This is to help the viewer that yes, the violation has happened. And I'm getting a ping, it's audible to you also from the board only. We can be just seeing over here. So the board just started. We can clearly see the time. It's right now, and these are the total number of violations that are currently happening over. So now the person is moving alone. So we can also see that it's not giving us false rates, and accuracy is really high. We have tested it thoroughly. And on this side we can also see the ROI, so bot view I may say, where we also are saying like people, these nodes are people only, so nodes are like having these. So we can see that like, so when people are interconnected right now, and what's the distance, is this close or not. So total violations are going higher than 26. Is this beep also audible to you, Dhruv?
Yes, it's audible.
Okay. So as we just showed the demo right now, now we would like to be moving to the review 3 part to finish up this. So hiding this all, and it's almost 30 minutes right now. So yeah. So starting with the textual notations that we had, I would like to start with initial board setup. So our event CSP would be drawing 2 parallel lines, then providing distance measurement. If it's incorrect, then continue with bugs, because board does not crashes with an error. Instead, it start giving false results, and that's something, a drawback I may say, that needs to be improved. So the correct should, and if it's correct, like all the lines are all the points are clicked in the particular order, then board start in the correct order. This is the event ISL, and drawing 2 parallel lines, prompt true, yeah, prompt will be coming, and out yellow marked will be shown, that we just showed up in our demo video. Provide distance measurement, uses mouse click and yellow marked against. If it's incorrect, out bot gives false result. If it's correct, then it will be proceeding with the high accuracy results. So Dhruv, you may take your ISL CSP.
Sure. So my event CSP is task configuration. Then we open command prompt and input the command. If the command is incorrect, it exits, and if it's correct, it successfully runs the program. Next, event ISL. So my first event is open CMD and initialize the program. Prompt CMD, and the output is program is initialized. Next event, type the command python main.py. It runs the program, and the output is program compiled successfully and it is running. Next event is type the command python main.py video path and entering the video path, which also runs the program, and the output is program compiled and is running successfully. And so this bot gives high results. That's it. Next.
So these are our test cases. Dhruv, would you like to take these also?
Yeah, sure. So the first test case is two people moving closely. So the test steps are: start the bot, pass the input source, test data, video feed with people moving closely together, expected result, detect and sends notification, actual results, detect and sends notification, and so the overall test is passed. Test number 2, dummy along with people. Test steps: start the bot, pass the input source, test data, video feed with a dummy in the loop, expected result, only report incidents of human beings violating the distance. Actual result, reporting dummies as well. So the overall test failed. Next. Yeah, can you please take over?
Yeah. So the test case 3 and 4. The scenario is using the SDM bot in a crowded place. The steps are same: starting the bot, passing the input source. So our data is the input feed video. Then it should be detecting all the violations. And as we showed in our demo videos as well, that the accuracy was really high. We can't just say that it may have detected every incident, but it was as high as particular. If it can detect person, it will surely be gonna notify the any violations. So notifying and on detecting violation. So process is same: starting the bot, passing the video with possible violations, so we can test whether, so because we have to be testing violations over here, and then send notification of each violation, and we have came to know that it is passing every notification that it detects to our registered Telegram bot. So these are the screenshot of the test scenario, the one which was two people moving closely. We can see over here, more than two people are in this video, but the two close people that it has detected and marked it as violation, we can clearly see that. So the next is, what if we have a dummy in the video, dummy in the loop, and we can see over here that yes, it is detecting dummy as a person, and now because it's detecting it as dummy in the person, it's marking it as a violation count number 14 and sending a Telegram notification as well. So this is something that we need to be tackled, but because it's using the CV and the other bots are also using machine learning algorithms, they are not that well trained to be able to detect between the dummies and human with high accuracy rate. Although it is sometimes not detecting it as human, but major times it has detected, as we have found in our tests. So this is the screenshot of test scenario 3. In this, we are in the crowded place, and we can clearly see that it's able to detect each of the person, that it has provided nodes to this person, and then it's generating results for them. So moving to this fourth part, which is the notification sending, this is also done successfully. We can clearly see over here. So this is the board setup screenshot that we just showed, that for screen 6 point has to be clicked, the same 6 points. This is the conclusion. Dhruv, would you like to take from here?
Yeah, sure. So our conclusion is, with the help of HCI, we were able to make a bot which is very handy and also helps in detection of maintenance of social distancing. It could prove to be a very valuable project, as in times of such pandemic, we can deploy it in hospitals, offices, schools, colleges, shopping malls, etc., and ensure proper maintenance of social distancing norms. It also allows the administrators so that proper measures can be taken if required. Yeah, next.
These are some of the references that we used and suggest to like for visit. It's more working over here. So this review part is complete, but now we will be going through the code, and so let's go through the code now. So yeah. this is the code. I may just click it over here. So it's written in the Python, the language that we have used, and this is the YOLO v3 weights. Going through we have set up the Python environment in this, and documentation is set up over here using the mkdocs. These are the protos that well, we don't remember like exact things because we coded it 2 months back right now. So this is the frozen inference.pb. This .pb file is for weights only, like for detecting the humans in the video. And we have our utils over here. So we can clearly see that it's from TensorFlow file that we have imported to detect the humans. And we have these aux functions. This is also this is the file where we are integrating up the things. So we are integrating up the things over here, and we are also having some important functions like putting the text, etc. So getting camera perspective, which we are importing in our main file and using over there, so that we can have modularity in our project. This is the backbone.py file, which is also this object detection from TensorFlow. This is the main thing because it is helping in detecting the humans in the videos. It's using other TensorFlow files that we have imported, that is label map util from inside the util, and then this TensorFlow STF, and then it's having its model over here. So these get downloaded in the backend background, and it's on what it's working. So this is main.py, the file that is integrating the complete project. Here we have imported like these aux functions that we just showed us, and just show that function that we are using, and over here we have this. So once the model is created, this main.py is what we are running and passing our that video source, and our bot code is also present over here in the chat ID, and then this is our API key that we have set up. So network model, this is also the TensorFlow file, we can say, and here backbone etc are getting imported, and in this model is architectured further. So we are using this category index, these two category index we are using, Moscow level and this SSD mobile net. So these are some of the videos, and this is the PDF that we just showed. Along with that, this is our review documentation that we have prepared with the indexing and all. So yeah, so we have over these completely mentioned everything here over here, from starting from review 1, review 2 and review 3. So we would like to conclude our project by this. Dhruv, would you like to add something?
No, that's it. I think we have covered everything, right?
Yeah, we have covered everything. Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Closing the video now.